So Alzheimer's is a challenge that faces all of the Western countries, but also actually faces the entire world. This year, half the children that are being born are likely to live past 100. And yet we are looking at a disease that's going to strike 1 out of every 2 people once they go past the age of 85. The boomers, the baby boomers, are now going past 65. In 20 years, they'll be going past 85. Progress in dealing with this disease has been very, very slow. When we compared this to the way the HIV virus was identified and then good treatments developed so that that disease became a stable, long-term managed disease, the progress in Alzheimer's has been shockingly slow. We're looking at a tsunami here of people who are living longer, living better, thanks to better lifestyles. Fewer people are smoking now, people are careful about their health, and also people are benefiting from good medicines for reducing cholesterol, for managing blood pressure. There are ways one can live a lot longer now. So these people are going to get to be 85, and once people get Alzheimer's, and 1 out of 2 are likely to get Alzheimer's, you're dealing not only with enormous stress for the caregivers, for the patients themselves, but also for the payers. Alzheimer's is a very expensive disease. Nursing home care is very expensive. This is going to break the bank for the payers. And it's a matter that needs to be attacked now, because R&D and regulatory channels are not that great here, and we need to open up the pathways so that within 15 years we get a cure for Alzheimer's. That's the call that I'm making to everybody. Let's look for a cure within 15 years. It's primarily a troika of organizations that can work. The NIH, that does a lot of basic work, needs to build a special sense of urgency in this area and start going forward. And of course, Congress has to appropriate more funds for the NIH for this purpose. The FDA, which is not as effective in regulatory pathways for Alzheimer's, needs to approach this with a sense of urgency, the same sense of urgency that the FDA approached the HIV challenge in the mid-80s and the early 90s. It has to have that same mindset change, and the private sector needs to have that same sense of urgency. Primarily the drug companies, but also the diagnostic companies, because the diagnostic companies are the ones that are closer to the genomic advances and that can show the drug companies where the enriched populations are, where drugs can be tested for Alzheimer's in a more aggressive way. I think if everybody works toward this goal, we can succeed toward that.